San Francisco Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.
Giants All-Star Ryan Vogelsong gets the call today in Cincinnati against the Reds team that's thinking sweep. Vogelsong and the Giants go for a win on getaway day in the final game of the road trip. Giants-Reds next. Day game here in Cincinnati as the Giants wrap up this road trip. This is the final game of this three-game series, Giants and Reds. Again, everybody, I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the outcome of today's game determines whether it's a good road trip or one that's not so good. So they'll hand the ball to Ryan Vogelsong, and he'll have a lot to say about it.
Well, he will have a lot to say, and he's been throwing great, as he always does. Now, he's looking for his first win of 2012. The Giants are looking for their first win in Cincinnati since 2010, June of 2010. So the key, hits with runners in scoring position. They haven't been able to do that very well the last couple games. If they do that today, they'll be fine.
And 10 home runs. That would help, too. All right, when we come back, we will have the lineups and the very first pitch of this game right after this.
Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Toyota. Check out the great deals at your local Toyota dealer today.
Looks like a nice day for baseball here in Cincinnati. Final game of this road trip for the Giants. Our game time weather is brought to you by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open this weekend. 67 degrees here at the yard. We got winds at 12 miles per hour. The humidity is high, and it is overcast, but dry. All right, let's take a look at Bruce Bochy's lineup. This lineup looking for a win and runs. It'll be Pagan, Cabrera, and then Pablo Sandoval. He's hit an 18 straight, all at the start of the season. How about that? Posey, the cleanup hitter, then Sherholz, followed by Belt, and then a couple of guys that haven't seen a whole lot of action, especially Terrio, but Arias will hit 7th, just called up, then Terrio, and then Vogelsong.
On the hill today for the Cincinnati Reds will be the 25-year-old right-hander Homer Bailey, 6'3", 225-pounder. In his 4th year at the big league level out of LaGrange, Texas, at 3 starts, 1-2 with a 3.86 ERA. Got a good fastball. They'll go low to mid-90s depending on the grip. He's got 2 types of breaking balls, a slider, a curveball, and a changeup, kind of the basic 4. But he can heat it up. I mean, he can get a fastball going, and it can dominate a game. Strong arm. Lifetime against the Giants, 2-3. Now let's take a look at the defense playing behind Homer Bailey today. Starting in left field from left to right, it'll be Heisey, Stubbs, and Bruce with the best arm in right field. Cozart, Frazier on the left side of the infield. With Scott Rowland get a day off. A couple of Gold Glovers on the right side, Phillips and Votto. And Devin Mesoraco will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So Pagan to lead things off. As Bailey looks in, and the first pitch of the ball game is on its way to Pagan, and he takes a strike. Pagan in this series is 2 for 9. Bounces this one to Cozart. And that's how this game gets started. And a 6-3 put out. And that'll bring to the plate Melky Cabrera. Yeah, this is Tim Welke, and when he got the opportunity to get rid of the box, the catcher's box, Welke did it. He just rubbed it all out. I'm not sure why. He's still doing it.
Something to do, I guess. Never seen that before.
Maybe it's distraction to him if he looks down. Here's Cabrera, who takes a called strike.
Yeah, but it messed up home plate.
Yeah, it looks bad. 301 for Cabrera with a home run, 7 RBIs. 3 for 9 in the series, with Pablo Sandoval on deck.
See, Tim Welke's got a good strike zone. He's a low ball umpire. Very consistent zone. What you get in the first, you'll get in the 9th. That's his reputation.
Swing and a miss. 1-2. Cabrera has never faced Bailey before. Yeah, so this is what he saw, and he was like, all right, this has got to go. And he didn't even ask for help. And Cabrera out swinging on a high fastball. 2 outs for Sandoval. Sandoval at 329, 3 home runs, 13 driven in. Sandoval 2 for 7. He's faced Bailey 8 times. He's got a couple of hits and 8 at bats with Buster Posey on deck. And he looks at a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Bailey making his 4th start. And Sandoval rolls this one to Votto. Bailey covering. And Bailey with a nice 1-2-3 first. Vogelsong coming out. takes them on. Here's the lineup that he'll be facing. It'll be Cozart to lead it off, followed by Stubbs, and then Joey Votto. Brandon Phillips, and his numbers against the Giants, he's always done very well against the Giants. Jay Bruce, then Chris Heisey. Todd Frazier will hit 7th. Then it's Devin Mesoraco. He's hitting 8th, and then Homer Bailey 9th.
On the hill day 4, the Giants will be Ryan Vogelsong, 34-year-old right-hander, 6'4", 215-pounder in his 6th year. And this is what he has done in 2 starts. 0-1 with a 3.38 ERA. He's throwing well, just 14 base runners at 13 1/3 with 15 strikeouts. A fastball that'll go low 90s with a 2 and a 4-seam grip. He's got a curveball, a slider, and a changeup. Anything at any time is his motto.
And a strike to Cozart.
Vogelsong 2 and 3 lifetime against these Reds with a 5.4 ERA.
Cozart started on Tuesday at short, went 2 for 5. It was Wilson Valdez who started yesterday. Cozart did get into the game late and went 0 for 1. So 2 for 6 in the series, and that's just off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Not missing by much of those last 2 fastballs.
Both teams come into this game 9-9, right at 500. This is hit on the ground to Arias. 1 out.
Check out that defense playing behind Ryan Vogelsong today for the Giants, starting in the outfield from left to right. A familiar three: it'll be Cabrera, Pagan, and Scherholz. Lots of coverage. Best armor in right field. On the left side of the infield will be Pablo Sandoval and Joaquin Arias making his first start as a Giant. Terrio and Bell will be on the right side of the infield, and Buster Posey will be in the squad putting down the signs.
Here's Drew Stubbs. Stubbs with lots of speed as he takes a strike.
It's that low strike of Tim Welke.
Stubbs a couple of hits on Tuesday, and yesterday Stubbs went 1 for 3. He was in the leadoff spot. And another strike, and it's 0-2.
Well, of all the pitchers that have started on this mound for the Giants, Vogelsong is the first guy to actually have command of the knee-high zone. Everybody else started out high and worked their way down because of the flatness of the mound.
Gibson, Carapazza, and Davis from first to third. Tim Welke behind the dish. And Stubbs cannot hold up as he goes around, and that's the first strikeout for Vogelsong.
Let's take a look at the pitch grips for Ryan Vogelsong. It begins with a 4-seam fastball. The backbone of every pitcher. There's the 4-seam. Look at the thumb underneath the forefinger. You have to move that thumb over the forefinger, and that gives you a little early pronation and a good sink. And there's the cutter. You move that thumb under the middle finger. And there's a circle changeup, and then a curveball.
Here's Joey Votto, and Votto looks at a strike. Votto 0 for 3 on Tuesday, and then Votto had a double late in the game last night. He's 1 for 6 in this series. Posey setting up way off the plate, and it's away from the target and low. It's 1 ball and 1 strike.
First changeup was thrown.
Yeah, that down and in changeup to a lefty is usually not a good pitch.
Especially a guy who's got an MVP in the National League under his belt.
Fastball in 2-1. Sandoval playing way off the line for Votto.
Well, they're giving him this area here, bunching up the middle. Pretty much straight away in the outfield, however.
Foul back on a good swing. It's 2-2.
And you see the straightaway outfield.
Two and two. See where Posey sets up. And a full count.
It's a chess match when you're playing against a hitter who's got such great balance like Joey Votto. You just can't sit at one side of the plate too long, give him one look at a movement too long, or one look at a pitch too long. And you have to make good pitches. You make mistakes out over the middle, and he will not miss.
Full count to Votto.
Beautiful.
2 strikeouts for Vogelsong. Buster Posey is going to lead things off.
Baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Provident Credit Union. Provident Credit Union's Super Reward Checking is better than free. They pay you.
0-0 here in Cincinnati as we head to inning number 2. Posey, Sherholtz, Belt facing Homer Bailey. And Buster Posey looks at a strike. Posey hitting a lofty .382 with 3 home runs, 7 RBIs. 3 for 7 in this series. And he takes the next pitch down low. Posey is behind Matt Kemp in the National League batting. Pops this one up. Phillips is out. 1 out.
Let's take a look at our Farmers Insurance Report Card, the current Giants hit streaks. Well, Pablo Sandoval's on a roll. He's got an 18-gamer going. That ties the franchise record to start the season. Angel Pagan's got a 10-gamer going, and Buster Posey has got an 8-gamer going. So all 3 of those guys have enjoyed this road trip.
Here's Nate Sherholtz. 314 for Nate with 3 big flies, 9 RBIs. He's had some success against Bailey, 2 for 3 with a double.
How good was his batting practice today?
It was good. He's 0 for 8 in the series. Pops this one out to left for Heisey. 2 outs here in the second inning. And here's Belt. Belt hitting at .241 with 2 RBIs. Belt took a 1 for 3 on Tuesday. And he shoots this one into center field, and he's got a base hit. So here's Arias. Arias had an at-bat yesterday against Chapman, who was throwing very hard, and he hit a bullet right back at Chapman. Chapman threw up his glove and caught it. It surprised all of us, including Chapman. But it was a nice play. It saved a run late in the game.
Well, he had it going down in Fresno. He was hitting .400 with 2 home runs and 17 RBIs. Here is that at bat. It went in about 96, went out about 102, and he didn't quite get it on the sweet spot. Got up the bat a little bit.
Belt goes, and there's a flare to right, and he's got a base hit. Belt never stops, so he will go to third, and Terrio's going to hit with runners at the corner.
So he continues right where he left off at Fresno, swinging a hot bat. Could they be last night? Good start today. Joaquin Arias really had a great winter ball this year in the Dominican, and it was Felipe Alou that saw him and recommended him to the Giants. Had a great spring and really was very close to making the club. But here he is, and he can play.
Terrio looking for his first RBI. He's 4 for 23 on the season. And it looked like he was taking all the way, and he takes a strike. He's 3 for 12 against Homer Bailey.
And he spent a lot of his career at the top of the lineup, too. He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes. It's kind of a prerequisite if you're going to be a number 1 or 2 hitter.
Low and away, backhanded by Mesaraca. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. There's Mesaraca. Coming in.
Taking a long look into the Reds dugout.
Yeah, Chris Spire is the one giving the signs. On the ground, Votto. And that'll end the inning. Couple of singles, Giants strand a pair. Phillips, Bruce, Heisey coming up.
Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Golden Gate Fields. Catch the $150,000 San Francisco Mile at Golden Gate Fields this Saturday.
Here in Cincinnati, a 0-0 ball game. It'll be Phillips, Bruce, and then Heisey. Phillips hurt the Giants in game 1 with a home run in the first inning off of Matt Cain. Phillips took an 0 for 3 last night, and some of our troops are here. So here's Phillips. Big chopper into the hole for a base hit. Gives you an idea of how hard that ground is in front of home plate.
That's fast. Well, CSNBayArea.com has a new insider. You can stay up to date on everything Giants with Andrew Baggerly. Bags will be traveling with the team all year, and you can follow Bags on Twitter at CSNBags. Log on to Giants Talk on CSNBayArea.com all season long to read Andrew's news and notes about the Giants.
Here's Jay Bruce. Swing a line drive. Pagan coming in. He'll play it on a hop. So back-to-back singles here to start out the second.
Yeah, they're jumping on the first thing they can see.
Yes, they are.
This is like a morning B game in spring training. They're not taking anything. It's rare to see guys this aggressive the first time through the lineup, but the Reds seem to have a game plan. They know that Vogelsong's a strike thrower. They know he's going to be around the plate. They know he likes to get strike one. And that's probably the one pitch that you're going to see that it's out in the middle of the strike zone. After he gets you 0-1, he'll go on the corner. And that's when it becomes a tough at bat.
Here's Heisey. Heisey hitting at .219. He's 7 for 32. Breaking ball is wide. 1 ball and no strikes. Popped up. Belt making the call. Infield fly rule is called. So Heisey is retired. And here's Todd Frazier. Frazier has not played a whole lot. He's 3 for 7 on the season. But what he has done extremely well for Dusty Baker is come off the bench. He's 3 for 3 as a pinch hitter. So all of his hits have come this season as a pinch hitter. First pitch is wide. 1 ball and no strikes.
Not by much.
New baseball for Vogelsong. Phillips at second. Bruce at first. Vogelsong has to keep an eye on Phillips, although he doesn't have a steal this year. He will wander off just enough to take off. 2-0.
Just give him a look and make sure he's stopped before you go home. Most bases that are stolen from second base, guys will walk right into a lead and go.
That's Phillips, and that's Bruce. And a 4-pitch walk. Here's Mesoraco. Seven for 23 on the season. He's got an RBI. So a couple of singles, a pop-up, and a walk. And that puts Vogelsong in a spot where he needs a double play ball.
Mesoraco's got a little pop. 17 home runs last year, 15 in AAA, 2 at the big league level.
There's a strike on the inside corner.
Mesoraco, a first-round pick by the Reds in 2007.
Foul back, a good swing. It's now 0-2.
Came out of his shoes. Cutter on the outside corner was up, and he likes up.
He's a big kid. He's 227 pounds. Started to go. No swing. 1-2. Vogelsong kind of teased Mesoraco with that pitch.
Did he go? I thought he did. Close. It always looks like they go for the side.
Waited on that one and fouled it into the seats, so he'll get to see another pitch.
Homer Bailey. He's on deck, sort of jimmy jacking around there in the on deck circle. Didn't look too tight. Got to play this game loose.
Yeah, you were always really loose on the day you pitched.
Easy.
Hit out into left center field and did very well. Pagan's going to catch it. It's going to knock in a run as Phillips comes in to score, and it's 1-0 Cincinnati.
It's a nice at bat. I think when you get that job done at a 2-strike count, it's especially a nice at bat. But you're looking for something up. And here's a curveball that hangs out the belt. Now, he had him out in front of his front foot. He still got out there almost a little warning track at center. Good idea of the type of straight that this kid has. Just 23 years old.
Here's Bailey. Bailey is 0 for 7. He does have an RBI this year. And he smokes it into right field, a base hit. And just like that, it's 2-0.
They also want to hurt you. You got 2 outs, you got the pitcher up, you get him run, you go all out. I can minimize the damage here. And lo and behold, he comes up swinging the bat, gets a base hit on the first pitch. Another first pitch knock. Pitch right up there around the belt. And what was so easy for Vogelsong to do in the first inning, keep the ball down, he's having a hard time with it now.
So now you got Zach Cozart, who takes a breaking ball for a strike.
That has been the underlying theme of this whole series. Every Giants pitcher that has come out of that pen, you can include the starting pitchers who come out there as well, have a hard time adjusting to the mound and the main diamond. And where they're missing when they come in is high. It took him almost 50 pitches in the first game of the series to get his sights down.
And Arias struggled a little bit, but he hung in there and gets it to Terrio to end the inning. 2 runs, 3 hits, 2 left, 2-0 Cincinnati.
Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. Swing away for big league cash only at Cache Creek. Visit cachecreek.com for details.
Reds are on the board first as they score 2 in the bottom of the second inning. So Homer Bailey has a 2-run lead, and he'll face Vogelsong, then Pagan and Cabrera.
Some of our nation's finest in attendance here today. I believe this is some of the troops from Fort Knox.
Vogelsong 0 for 4 on the season. And Bailey starts him off with a pitch on the inside part of the plate. No balls and 1 strike.
Vogelsong can hit. Lifetime 198 hitter. You're up around 200 as a pitcher, and you can hit.
Pagan and then Cabrera. Giants with 2 singles in the second inning. Bailey in the 2-2 pitch, and it's a full count. So Vogelsong has worked it to 3-2. And he walked him.
That's a mistake. Well, Wednesday, May 2nd is Filipino Heritage Night, presented by Ligo Sardines. Your special event package will include a ticket to the game of one of the Filipino Heritage sections, a limited edition pair of Filipino Heritage Night sunglasses. If you want tickets, call 415-972-2298 or go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Pagan bounced out to short in the first inning. Here he takes low, so that's a pitch out of the strike zone again from Homer Bailey. Double play ball. 4-6-3. And just like that, 2 outs.
Well, you couldn't draw it up any better. And despite Angel Pagan having good wheels, when you hit the ball that hard right at a middle infielder, you have no chance to beat that one out.
So here's Melky Cabrera. Cabrera struck out in the first inning. And the first pitch is high. Sandoval to follow. Giants took 3 out of 4 in New York and have dropped the first 2 in this 3-game series to make it a 3-3 road trip.
Been a tough place for the Giants to win over the years. They haven't won here since June of 2010. Look at Cabrera not in agreement with that wide strike from Tim Wilkie. And we don't see him argue too much or even shake his head. Here he steps out, really took a long look at the plate umpire.
And Cabrera out for the second time swinging. 2-0 Reds. Olympics 1901, Christy Mathewson earned the first of his 373 career wins by beating the Brooklyn Superbas.
The Superbas? There's Christy Mathewson, one of the great gentlemen of the game.
You notice they didn't even put Giants on the front of their uniforms.
Just world champions. I like it.
Straight from the dugout store in Brooklyn, right there. Who do you play for? World champions. Stubbs struck out in the first inning, 2-0 Reds. Superbas. I'm not sure that would fly right now. See, world champions.
Yeah, just in case you forgot.
Is that a reminder to all?
Yeah. Yo, read this.
One ball and 2 strikes. Votto to follow. Shot foul at the plate. And it remains 1-2.
I love looking at the old footage back in the day before they even had numbers on their uniforms.
Two and two. Just within the last week, didn't the Yankees have one, and they had no numbers on the back?
Well, they played in Fenway Park against the Red Sox, celebrating the 100th anniversary of Fenway Park, and neither team had numbers on their back because they wore uniforms from that day.
Pulled the foul on the ground.
That'd be a tough day if you're a broadcaster or a public address announcer.
It's true. Drew Stubbs in a good battle with Vogelsong, and this is hit on the ground foul to Sandoval. Pitches for Vogelsong.
He wasn't quite sure about that fastball in that Posey asked him for, so he stopped. Now they're going to start over. Now he's in.
Arias better hurry. Not in time. It's a case where you have to know your opponent.
Now, Drew Stubbs is one of the fastest set of legs in all of baseball. And I think as soon as Arias looked up and saw where Stubbs was, and I think they got him anyway. Greg Gibson making a call at first base. So the Reds catch a break. But I think that Arias was surprised. That's 4-1 speed from the right side. That's flying.
Here's Votto, who struck out looking. And he had a rip, and it's 0-1.
I mean, that's a big play, obviously, but you consider that Vogelsong gave up a 2 spot in the bottom of the second. Now you're starting a third. You want to make sure you grind down on Stubbs because you don't want to face Votto out of the stretch. And lo and behold, he beats out an infield hit, and that's what you got. You got Votto, and you got to face him out of the stretch with nobody out.
And I know you can't rule it an error, but it really is an error. I mean, it's a play that should have been made. He didn't juggle it. He didn't do anything that forced Stubbs to be safe, other than the fact that he needed to hurry things up. That's a bit wide, and it's 2-1.
You just can't give teams extra outs. Again, he didn't really come in on it quickly, but as soon as he caught the ball and looked up, he knew he was in trouble. And he simply thought he had more time than he did.
Breaks his bat and lifts it out to Pagan. The new look Miami Marlins, led by free agents Jose Reyes, Mark Burley, Heath Bell. They're going to be in San Francisco May 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The Tuesday and Wednesday games are both 7:15 starts. The midweek game is on Thursday, and it's a 12:45 start. So tickets are as low as $8 for this series. So plan now. Go to sfgiants.com. Votto retired. Here's Phillips, who singled on one pitch in the second inning. Half expecting Stubbs to take off anytime soon. He's got 3 steals and he hasn't been thrown out. Probably waiting with Votto, the left-handed hitter, giving him a shot to pull the ball in the hole. Well, right now with Phillips, he may be gone. Coming in is Sherholtz. 2 outs.
Nice pitch, getting that in tight. Once Brandon Phillips makes an error, or an out rather, he takes a slow walk back to the dugout. It's almost like he lost his homework or something. Doesn't want to go home.
Bruce singled in the second. Just inside, 1 ball and no strikes. Down low.
Good changeup right there. Very close. Vogelsong thought he had a strike. So he's taking a little lap around the mound, cooling off.
Vogelsong slaps at that ball thrown back by Buster Posey. Just unhappy right now.
Well, he kind of pitches surly anyway. Normally a very approachable, affable guy, but really the day before he pitches and the day he pitches, forget it. Just stay clear. Give him some room.
Sounds like somebody else I knew. 3 balls and 1 strike. Melky Cabrera moving over towards the line. Melky Cabrera will put it away. And that'll end the inning. Pablo Sandoval is going to lead things off. You've changed, though, and I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by the Solar Company. Call 877-60-SOLAR for a free analysis or visit thesolarco.com.
Lights are on here at the ballpark. Reds scored 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning. You see some Giants fans interacting with Reds fans. Can you pick which one of the Giants fans?
Yes, I can.
Bet you can.
They're easy to find.
Is it the hat or is it the colors?
It's the attitude and the happy feeling.
Sandoval, Posey, Scherholtz, 4th inning. Wide to Sandoval, who bounced out to Votto in the first. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Giants have yet to hit a home run here, except for Buster's last night.
Sandoval pops it out of play. 1-2. Buster's on Tuesday night. Pagan hit one yesterday.
Forget I even said that.
You were thinking about something else. One-two pitch. Line drive left field, and it's going to fall. And the hitting streak continues for Pablo Sandoval.
And, you know, if you watch how he's done it just like he did there, going the other way, using the whole field.
To start out a season, Pablo Sandoval now, franchise record.
Yeah, that's very cool.
19 straight.
Went past Johnny Rucker, 1945. Just keep adding baseballs every time he gets a hit.
Here's Posey, who popped out in the second. Off the plate. High 2-0.
Giants have had no problem setting the table. They just cannot get that one hit that pops the scab.
Foul at the plate, and it's 2-1. And a lot of base runners on against Brunson Arroyo. Last night did hit some balls hard, but they had the 2 runs and that was it. Sandoval at first. Posey bounces it foul. It's 2-2.
And one thing Homer Bailey has done a good job of every time he's had men on, and he has pounded the knees. And that's where your ground balls are if you're pitching for a double play.
He got one in the 3rd inning. Angel Pagan. Two and two to Posey. Sandoval with his lead, and now Sandoval falls back into first. And a full count. Here's a spot for Bruce Bochy, where does he trust Buster Posey? Does he trust his eye at the plate. Does he trust Posey to make contact? And if he does all of that, then he'll send Pablo Sandoval.
I say he's sending him.
Sandoval goes. Posey takes high. Good call.
All right. Time now for our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. Who are the only two managers to manage both the San Francisco Giants and the Cincinnati Reds? Let's think about that one for a bit.
Sherholtz popped out to left field. Foul right past Chris Spire, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Bailey looks to second, and it almost gets Sherholtz to even the count.
Well, that was close.
Get it up there at 91. Belt to follow. Sandoval at second, Posey at first. The 1-2.
He's not happy about that one. He hasn't gone out of the strike zone a whole lot. Chase that off-speed pitch down low. Those are the types of swings you see when a guy's pressing a little bit with men on base, trying to make something happen. And the difference between a 1-2 count and a 2-1 count is night and day.
One ball, 2 strikes. Got him.
Backdoor slider. I mean, you couldn't run up there and put it in a better spot. Wrap around that outside corner. And watch Mesoraco frame this. Bang. And Tim Wilkie says, see ya.
Here's Belt. Belt singled in the second. Takes the first pitch down low, and it's 1 ball and no strikes. Bailey revs up the new baseball. He's got 47 pitches, 3 strikeouts. He's issued 2 walks, 1 this inning. And Belt looks at a strike.
Second time that Bailey has gone around that outside corner to get strikes. He's showing excellent command of that breaking ball. And really, to his credit, he hasn't made many mistakes out over the middle of the plate at all today. 48 pitches on the afternoon for Bailey. Bailey shook Mesoraco off about 5 times, and finally Mesoraco's going to go out and say, look, I only have 5 fingers. What do you want to do?
So it's a ball and a strike to Belt. Giants have 2 runners on here in the 4th inning. Belt, base hit. Here comes Sandoval. The throw home is going to be late. Sandoval scores. Belt with the RBI single, and it's 2-1.
That's a big swing of the bat for Brandon Belt. It's important you gain confidence in those situations, and that'll help.
Homer Bailey tried to go back out and wrap that slider on that outside corner again. Got it up just a little bit. See the outside target. This thing, actually, that's two-seam movement going away from him. Still, ball up at the belt. Nice job taking it back up the middle by Belt.
Arias singled in the second. And they make an appeal at third, thinking that Sandoval missed the bag at third. That would have ticked everybody off if he'd have missed third,
including you and me.
Yeah. But everything's good, and it's Arias waiting on Bailey. In tight, 1 ball and no strikes with Ryan Theriot to follow.
Yep, Bam Bam Mullins, when he hugs you, you better be ready.
Double play ball. And Arias will beat it out only because Phillips couldn't get it out of his glove. And Belt goes back, and are they going to say Belt is out? Looks like everybody's safe. So with the juggle by Phillips, Cozart had timed it so that he would catch it, assuming he was going to get a good throw, and he didn't. Oh, he was off.
That's a nice call by second base umpire Vic Carapazza. Dusty Baker going to come out and talk about it. Was his foot? I mean, that's really a play you won't see called very often. If it's close, you usually get it. And that changes everything.
See, they're going to give Cozart the air, and I don't think it's his air at all. I think it's an error on Phillips. So here's Theriot. Theriot bounced out to Votto in the second. And he hits it into left center field, tagging is Posey. Stubbs catches. And Posey is going to be safe at home as Mesoraco is right in the baseline. And this game is tied. So nice job by Ryan Theriot.
He wasn't waiting around. He went after the first pitch, and let's watch the contact up the line.
Buster does a dance. See, all these things are testing that ankle out. Look at this. I think it's fine.
Yeah, but how about the 3 ribs?
So Vogelsong has a shot now to give the Giants the lead.
A shot to do to Bailey what Bailey did to him. Not going to run.
And he fouls it back. RBIs for Belt and Theriot here in the 4th.
Not a steal situation for Arias. Not with the pitcher up. You want that pitcher to hit. Do not want to risk getting thrown out and have that pitcher lead off an inning.
Breaking ball, strike, 0-2. Vogelsong walked in the 3rd. Theriot picks up his first RBI of the year. Vogelsong looking to pick up his first RBI of the year. In the dirt, it's 2-2. Two-2 ball game. See, 24 pitches this inning, 56 on the afternoon. Vogelsong out swinging to end the inning. Giants tied up with 2 runs. They get the help of an error from the Reds. It's 2-2.
Telecast is presented by authority of the San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LP.
All right, our trivia question brought to you by AT&T, who are the only 2 managers to manage both the San Francisco Giants and the Cincinnati Reds. Well, Dave Bristol, and you know the one I couldn't get was Dusty Baker.
Yeah.
That was a hard one.
There's Dusty Baker. 10 years of manager in San Francisco. Did a great job.
And that was like a blur. And those 10 years went very fast.
Good man, that Dusty Baker is. One of our favorites.
Chris Heisey will lead it off. It'll be Heisey, Frazier, and Mesoraco.
Part of a unique platoon system. He and Ryan Ludwig, both right-handed hitters. Heisey has problems with left-handed pitchers. So he plays against the righties, and Ludwig plays against the lefties.
And in a lot of ways makes no sense. But statistically,
makes perfect sense. There are exceptions. If Ludwig has some ownage on somebody and he had good numbers against Matt Cain, then he's in the lineup that day. But if you have a flaw like that as a hitter, I mean, you have to absolutely rake right-handers.
It's true. One pitch to Heisey is hit high and deep into center field. Pagan looks to see where he's at, and now on the track in front of the wall, he makes the catch. It's a scary yard.
It is a scary yard, and it gets a lot scarier as the summer wears on and it starts to heat up here, and you start to get carry. That ball's out of here. August, July.
Out of here. Here's Todd Frazier. In tight to Todd Frazier, who drew a walk in the second. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Home tonight AT&T Park tomorrow. Pretty psyched about that.
Yeah, can't wait to get home. The Giants can be home for 9 games, 10 days. Off day Monday. You get the Padres, the Marlins, the Brewers. And for most of those games, there are tickets still available.
Shallow center field. May have to be an infielder to catch this. As Pagan gets it on a hop. And a little doink for a base hit.
Does tick you off as a pitcher. You make a good pitch to run that ball up the bat of a hitter, and he throws it out there into no man's land. Good play, though, by Vogelsong. Once he realized that both middle infielders went out there trying to catch that ball, it was his assignment to cover second base. Little dead bird to throw it out. Now watch the path he takes, realizing that's his assignment.
So here's Mesoraco. Sacrifice fly in the second. Just a bit wide. Homer Bailey on deck. Bottom of the fourth. A 7-game road trip, and this is game 7. But one game that was postponed because of rain on Sunday in New York, and the doubleheader on Monday. Low and in, and it's 2-0. Giants came in here with a head of steam, and they haven't played like it.
Yeah, last year, same thing happened. They were in first place by 4 games. Just got through beating up on the Phillies. 2 out of 3. Come rolling in here and hit a wall.
And they had a new right fielder when they hit a wall. And that was Carlos Beltran. Here it's 3-0 to Mesoraco. And that's a 4-pitch walk.
You know, it can happen. You give up a little doink base hit, and your concentration can stay out there in the field where the ball is, instead of to the glove on your next target. And all of a sudden you find yourself behind the count 2-0, 3-0, and boom, you walk a guy. Probably a bunt situation here for Bailey, but as we found out earlier, he does handle the bat well.
He knocked in a run with a base hit to right field in the second. So watch the Giants defense on this bunt, and the pickoff play is put on, and just getting back is Frazier. And the bunt. Vogelsong is going to go to third. There's one to first. Double play. Nicely done. 1-5-3. 5th inning coming up.
Bay Area is brought to you by Wendy's. Taste the original Wendy's Spicy Chicken Sandwich with a whole breast filet and our special blend of 7 tasty spices.
We got a tie ball game here in Cincinnati. It's 2-2. Bailey and Vogelsong each giving up 2 runs. Vogelsong gave up 2 runs in the second, and Bailey 2 runs in the fourth.
Now, time right now for our forward right choice. Let's take a look at the play by Vogelsong. Anticipate the lead back. Good footwork, a strike right to Sandoval. And with Homer Bailey not really running very hard down the first base line, a good strong throw by the Panda, and they double him up. And that's our forward right choice.
What he did with his footwork is textbook.
Yeah, it really is. And that's how you anticipate the bag. Not with your mind so much, but with your feet. If you're in position to make the throw and it's there, then you can make that throw. If you look and then have to shift your feet, too late.
Top of the order for the Giants: Pagan, Cabrera, Sandoval. Homer Bailey deals to Pagan, who bluffs a bunt, and he takes a curveball for a strike.
Take a look at the throw from Pablo Sandoval and the reaction from Sandoval. Shoot him down, Pablo. Had a bit.
0-1 to Pagan. A couple of ground balls, 1 a double play. A good swing there. It's 0-2. Bailey humped up a little bit at 93. Oh, and 2. And now Pagan gets tired of waiting. 1-5-4 is how the double play went. It was Terrio at the back end. Pagan pops this one up. This is playable. And it's Frazier who puts it away. 1 out. Here's Melky Cabrera, who has not solved Homer Bailey. He's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. First pitch, pop up. This is Cozart. 2 outs. Well, hitting the road and you can't watch the Giants on Comcast Sportsnet. How dare you? Take the Giants with you with MLB.tv. Subscribe to MLB.tv today. See every out-of-market Giants game live online in HD quality. Visit sfgiants.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. Here's Sandoval. Sandoval 1 for 2. Sandoval hit a foul ball out of the stadium last night.
And they were talking about that this morning, the Giants clubhouse.
Skies this one to left. So 3 pop-ups here in the 5th inning. This one travels out to the outfield as Heisey puts it away. Top of the order for the Reds. Subway, eat fresh. Ask Kruk and Kite. Brian from Yuba City. What do starting pitchers do between starts?
Well, the day after you start, not much you can do with your arm. You know, get a few kinks out, play a little catch. That's your heavy weightlifting day or cardio day. Second day, you throw on the side.
How about aggravate people?
Well, that's your job. Your job is to aggravate and cheer your teammates on.
I remember that more than anything.
Third day, you play a little catch, but it's, you know, always conditioning. Leg work, ab work.
Aggravate people.
Aggravate people. Cardio work.
Arias to Belt. Here's Stubbs. I will say this. We also had Chuckles.
Oh, yeah. But guys will start 2 days out. They'll start getting into film and they'll start watching lineups as to who's hot, who's not. Start reading the advanced scout report. And then the day before, I mean, you start going over that game in your mind and you're pitching that game one after another after another. All of a sudden, game day, you're ready to do it all again.
Here's Stubbs. Outside corner, strike.
And some guys, you know, they'll throw 2 times in between starts. Normally, if a guy has a pin, he'll throw 15 minutes. If he throws 2 times between starts, he'll throw 6 to 8 minutes. Some guys don't throw between starts, depending on how all right your arm feels.
We used to start rumors between your starts.
We would start rumors.
And who was the easiest one that would bite?
Joel Youngblood. We could have him convinced he was getting traded by the end of batting practice 3 days a week. Never failed.
Swinging and a miss. Stubbs strikes out. 2 down here in the 5th. We had Joe Youngblood call his agent in the middle of the game. We thought he was gone.
Well, fans, you want to be here in person the next time your Giants take the field, just head to StubHub where it's easy to find the seat you want. And you can check out the Giants in action all season long, home and away. Find great seats for this weekend's game against the Padres. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Giants. Go to StubHub and choose your seats today. StubHub.
Here's Votto. Votto takes a strike. He struck out looking in the first, broke his bat, and still hit a ball out to fairly deep center field.
It's pretty scary when you break a guy's bat in half and he hits it 20 feet from the warning track in dead center. That makes you wonder about the ballpark a bit.
Remember the one Bonds hit in Florida?
Yeah, for his 400th home run. Broke the bat in half. Gone.
One pitch to Votto as he fouls this one off the screen. It's 1-2. Sandoval again way off the line. Arias shading Votto to pull. Straight away in the outfield. And it's a little low. Bogey thought, man, maybe I'll lean a little bit and get some help. But Tim Welke wasn't biting.
Well, in the 5th inning, when you start leaning, it's usually because it's been called a strike earlier in the game, which it has.
And now it's full to Joey Votto. There's Phillips. Votto will take his walks. He leads the National League in on-base percentage. Steps out. Got him. Strikes out for the 2nd time. 6th inning coming up, and it'll be Buster Posey to bat first.
Coors Light sixth inning. Now it's time for the Coors Light Freeze Cam, and we go back to a double play. Watch the feet work by Ryan Vogelsong. His first and second, nobody out, the bunt play, and he sets it up. And that is great footwork, and that is a great turn. And that is your Coors Light Freeze Cam, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Bailey to Posey, and a strike at the knees, and it's 0-1. Buster Posey has popped out and he's walked. Nate Scherholtz and then Brandon Belt. Foul back. A very comfortable Thursday afternoon here in Cincinnati. Fans will be on a plane after the ball game in their own beds tonight. AT&T Park tomorrow. Bailey looking in, ahead in the count, 0-2, and now timeout is called at home plate.
Smile. That's a good one.
Yeah. 0-2 pitch. Got him.
Well, check out Chronicle Live, presented by Farmers, today at 5 p.m. at Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Jim Kozimor hosts Chronicle Live, the Bay Area's hottest ticket in sports talk. Today they're going to talk about the special 49ers draft party, live from the Santa Clara Convention Center. They'll talk to 49er players and the CSN insider Ray Ratter, who's always entertaining. All that and more. Chronicle Live tonight, 5 p.m.
Scherholtz, he's popped out, he's struck out, and he's looking for his first hit in this series after a 6-hit day on Monday in that doubleheader. On the ground to Cozart. 2 outs. And here's Brandon Belt. Belt knocked in the Giants' first run with a single in the 4th. Belt is so tall. He's got those long legs, and literally his back foot is not all the way to the back line, but he spreads out all the way in that batter's box. 0-2.
Yeah, he eliminated a lot of stride because he was getting on a head movement, so they got him spread out now, and he'll get a little bit of a toe tap, and that's his timing mechanism. And that is a wide stance.
Just high, not by much. 1-2.
He's a big guy.
Is he 6'4"?
6'5", 220.
Mesoraco out to have a word with Bailey. If Belt reaches, it'll be Joaquin Arias. 1-2 to Belt. And Belt out swinging. 6 strikeouts for Bailey. 2-2.
on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Right now at Jack in the Box, you can try the new Chipotle Chicken Club. Make it a combo with fries and a drink.
Here in Cincinnati, it's a 2-2 ball game.
It's been a duel between Homer Bailey and Ryan Vogelsong. And now Bailey's put a 0 on the top of the 6, and it's up to Vogelsong to answer. And he's going to have to face the 4, 5, 6 guys this inning. Sisters are here. Big Giants fans.
See, I think they're here because somebody's in trouble.
Yep. Somebody did not do their homework.
No, I think it's an adult. Down the right field line. This is foul. I think it's Marty Brennan.
Could be.
Yep.
He's been known to have his mouth washed out with soap.
I bet that was a long time ago. There's Marty.
Boy, what a lot of fun Marty Brenneman is. The Hall of Fame broadcaster here at Cincinnati. He is a legend here in Ohio. And the interaction that he has with Dave Fleming is priceless. So I think you're right. They're here checking up on Marty.
Oh, Marty's got a monitor in their radio booth, and he sees what we're doing, and he's not happy about it.
Yep, they're here checking on him.
1 ball and 2 strikes. Foul off the screen. It remains 1-2. They are literally right next to us, and I have a feeling he's having some choice words for you and I right now.
Well, his son Tom on the right side of your screen there is loving every bit of it.
Oh my goodness.
Could you imagine going to work with your son and being able to do a big league game together?
Oh yeah, it'd be great.
And Tom Brennan will be in the same Hall of Fame someday. He's that good.
2-2 on the pitch in the dirt.
I do know this. When this inning's over, he is going to fly into this booth.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Phillips. And on the ground towards the hole. Arias a long throw. And just beating it out was Phillips.
Well, not for lack of effort. Arias knew he had to get rid of it. Phillips can run well, especially when he's sniffing a hit. A very awkward throw, and he almost pulls it off.
So here's Jay Bruce. Bruce single, and he's flied out. And he skies this one into right center field. Pagan looks to see where he's at. He leaps, and it is gone. Jay Bruce makes it a 4-2 ball game.
For a second, Angel Pagan had a chance to jump up and get it.
I didn't think he was going to go. I didn't.
All right, let's watch the location. Ball up above the belt. You hit and you start measuring. I mean, it's 370 to the gap there, so whatever the wall may have been 380 max. Let's watch the effort from Pagan one more time.
Oh, look at this guy. He's holding his child, and he got hit right in the chest. So here's Heisey. Heisey under his hands. 0-2. This is a perfect example. You say it all the time about that high fastball and how if you get it, it'll elevate.
Well, especially the big guys that are strong. And I'm not sure how much of the sweet spot he got on that ball, but he got enough.
Heisey got a piece. Posey hangs on. 5 strikeouts for Vogelsong. And here's Todd Frazier. Here's the gentleman that was holding the child. He didn't really have anywhere to go.
He's sick. He didn't make the play.
Here's Frazier. A walk and a single. This is skied out to right field, and this starts to drift back.
I mean, that was pretty close to his little one. Hey, bottom line, bring a glove.
That little one's still sweeping. Mesoraco. 4-2 Reds here in the 6th inning. And a strike from Vogelsong on a breaking ball, and it's 0-1. Vogelsong is due to hit 3rd in the next half inning. And this is hit out into center field for Pagan. And see how the ball is carrying. And that'll end the inning. The home run by Bruce, a 2-run home run. It's 4-2 Cincinnati. Toyota game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. Vogelsong, Bailey. Right now, Bailey's pitching Vogelsong. He just gave up a 2-run home run to Jay Bruce. Pablo Sandoval with a base hit. 19 straight to start out the season, and that's a Giants record. Giants have work to do now. It'll be Arias, Terrio, and then Vogelsong or a pinch hitter. Arias has been on base twice, a single, and then an error charged to Cozart. So here's Bailey, who's thrown 72 pitches, and it looks like he's getting stronger. He struck out 2 in the 6th inning. He struck out Posey and Belt. He's got 6 strikeouts and 2 walks. Outside, not close. 2-1. This park got small, didn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's definitely humid, and it's starting to pick up temp-wise, and as it's got a little warmer, the carry has started to happen.
Hammered down the left field line into the corner, and that's a fair ball up against the wall, and Arias has got a double. He hung it, and Arias took advantage of it.
Stay hot. Got the ball up just a little bit, and he jumped on it. Most valuable player in the Dominican League this winter. I mean, he really is playing great ball. He carried it right into spring. He went right to Fresno, hitting 400 with a couple of home runs and 17 RBIs with the Grizzlies, and he is lighting it up today.
Terrio 0 for 1, a sacrifice fly in the 4th. Gregor Blanco's out on deck for the Giants. Votto is so far off the line at first. Terrio's got a shot to hit one right down the line.
I mean, that's really a lot of distance, but they know that Terrio goes that way a lot, and he's exploited that hole a lot. So that defensive set right there comes out of historical knowledge.
And a base hit to right field, and he hit it over the head of Votto. And now the Giants with runners at the corners.
One of the really great opposite field approaches in the game, and that's the strength of Terrio. And despite the way that they played the defense, he beats it. Guillermo Mota getting greased up. He will pitch the bottom of the 7th.
Brian Price goes out. So after the Reds put 2 on the board, Giants trying to come back. And it's the bottom of the order. Arias and Terrio, and now Gregor Blanco, a shot. So it's always nice when the bottom of the order can set up the top of the order. Tim Welke's going to break up this party. How's Blanco doing? Well, I'll tell you. He's at 200. He's 4 for 20, but he's coming off a very nice game, that second game of the doubleheader on Monday. And Blanco went 2 for 5. Down low. 1 ball and no strikes. Arias at third. Terrio at first. Fouled down the left field line. That'll be in the seats.
Gregor Blanco Strong hitter.
Yeah, little guy, but strong.
He holds his own batting practice. If the big boys start flipping him out, they get a little contest going, he can hang.
One and one to Blanco. Swing, they're going to miss. 1-2.
Well, now you get short, make your 2-strike adjustment. The situation is such as you need to get one run in here. You need a sac fly. Don't want to strike out. And a 1-2 count, that's what Bailey's going to be pitching for.
Foul back. See Mota for the Giants.
Undersec, the right-hander, getting greased up for the Reds.
Drive to right. Bruce is going to reach up and make a snow cone catch. Coming in to score is Arias.
Wow, that almost got over his head. And you're right, he did snow cone that bad boy. He used every bit of his web. Ball hit right in the screws and a 2-strike count. And I don't think he even felt it. He had to check to see if he had that ball. So nice at bat. Giants now within 1. And here comes the top of the lineup.
Pagan is 0 for 3. Pagan and Cabrera have not figured Homer Bailey out. They're 0 for 6. Out of play, and it's no balls and a strike. Bailey trying to get through 7. Votto holding Ontario at first. And the 0-1 is outside, a ball and a strike. Ontario back. And a shot into right field, a base hit. Ontario moves down to second. And this could be it for Homer Bailey.
Dusty Baker up the chair, and he's about ready to make his way up the stairs. Probably going to see a double switch here.
So Bailey, his afternoon is done. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. We'll be back. a long homestand for the Giants tomorrow night. Pregame live will start at 6:30. Then we'll be on the air at 7 right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. So the Giants return home to take on the National League West Padres. And then the Marlins will be in town for 3. And the Milwaukee Brewers in town for 3. So it'll be a good homestand for the Giants. So check us out right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area.
Logan Andrusek, the new pitcher for the Reds. He's a big fellow, 6'8", 230 pounds in his second year at the big league level, 27 years old. And he's been one of their most consistent guys. And one thing he can do for you is come into an existing inning and get you a ground ball. He's got low 90 sink with a hard slider, curveball, and a cutter. And he's a strike thrower. He'll also throw a splitter.
So Andrusek will face Melky Cabrera. Cabrera is 0 for 2. And a first pitch strike. Terrio at second, Pagan at first. And that's tapped foul, and it hit Cabrera, and it trickled out in fair territory, so it's a dead ball. It's 0-2. So the Giants looking to tie it up, and they need a base hit to do that. Pablo Sandoval is on deck. Very high. As Mr. Rocco had to get out of that crouch. It's 1-2. This one on the infield. 2 outs. And it's left up to Sandoval.
So not a good day at the plate for Melky Cabrera. 2 strikeouts and 2 pop-ups. And we haven't seen Cabrera have many days like that.
Sandoval is bounced out. He singled to extend his hitting streak. And then he got out in front and hit a fly ball to left field. Tying run at second base. Wow, almost to the backstop, and it's 1-0.
Easy take there.
Yeah, that's one you don't have to think about as a hitter. And there's a curveball, 1 ball and 1 strike.
When you get in there, you're thinking sink. But Andrusek will, he'll flop that curveball over. He'll throw the split. He'll throw that cutter at you. He'll mix his pitches up. The guy's got 4 he can get over, especially out of the pen. It makes it hard to sit on a pitch.
Sandoval waited on that one and fouls it out of play. It's now 1-2. Sandoval got a piece, and that's exactly where Andrusic wanted to throw it.
You're right. How many times have we seen teams try to elevate the Panda late in the count, right across the letters? There's 94, the little tail running away from him. Just did get a piece to stay alive.
Hold foul. Sandoval out in front. The long legs of Logan Andrusic.
Out of Fisher, Texas. You know where that is, right?
Yep. It's right around the middle of the state.
By Waco. Isn't that where Milo Hamilton hangs out?
Yes, it is. 1-2. Terrio at second. Pagan at first. Inside to Sandoval. 2-2.
Yeah, they set the glove right there. That's exactly where Mesoraco wanted the fastball. You see the location.
That's a really good pitch. I mean, it's not a strike, but they had Sandoval set up. Sandoval on the ground to second, and cutting in front of the second baseman Phillips was Votto, and he goes to second base, and that ends the inning. 4-3 Reds.
We visit the AT&T Park the weekend of May 4th through the 6th. On Saturday, May 5th, the first 25,000 fans will receive a Sergio Romo bobblehead presented by Box. Game time 105. There are still tickets available for all three Brewers games. Go to sfgiants.com and get your tickets now. We're going to the bottom half of the seventh inning, and the Giants are bringing on a new pitcher. It's 4-3 Cincinnati. And the new pitcher will be Guillermo Mota. When it's time for a change, the Expedia Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change, tune-up, and smog experts. And this is what he has done in 5 games. 0-1, 6-0 ERA. 10 base runners in 6 innings, and most of those hits came in 1 outing. So he's in the midst of working his ERA back down to respectability. Mota, fastball, low 90s, hard slider, and a change up.
And it'll be Scott Rowland, the first hitter that Mota will face. It's 4-3 Cincinnati here in the bottom of the 7th. Rowland came in on the double switch. Got a cold front coming in. They're supposed to be 40 tonight.
Well, I think the Giants kind of hit it just right.
Yeah, I think so.
Last night there was rain just about through all the game. It never stopped play. And outside of the rainout on Sunday in New York, the Giants really have had pretty good weather to play baseball in. This is what Rolen has done career-wise. 3 for 7 with a big fly and a couple of doubles. He's a middle away guy, and that's the side of the plate that Moda likes to work. Got to keep the ball down.
0-1 to Scott Rolen. Hit a home run last night. He's at 183, so he's off to a bit of a slow start. High and deep to left. Cabrera back. Gone. Upper tank.
Let's take a look. Another slider. And it just sort of hangs out there, middle in, above the thigh. Buster Posey never got out of the squat. He knew it. It had the sound. And that was a big potato. Off the facing of the second deck.
Here's Cozart. Cozart has bounced out 3 times to Joaquin Arias. To his left. Number 1 here in the 7th.
Arias has excellent range for a shortstop. Long-legged, long arms. He's got the boarding house reach, Peanut Slower used to say.
Stubbs is 1 for 3. Inside, 1 ball and no strikes. With Joey Votto to follow. Javier Lopez getting loose. And that's above the belt. 2 balls and 1 strike. Giants work so hard to get that run in the 7th, only to have the Reds with 1 swing of the bat get it back. Three and 1 to Drew Stubbs, an infield hit and a couple of strikeouts. Moda comes in to make it 3 and 2.
Good fastball. You know Stubbs will definitely chase above the zone. At 3-2, I mean, you got to pretty much get in the strike zone, especially with Joey Votto on deck.
Cabrera moving back, still moving back. He will leap, and it's off his glove. Stubbs is headed for 3, and they got him.
What a recovery from Melky Cabrera. Melky Cabrera hit that wall hard. He almost makes a great play here. Comes down, stays with it. Stubbs sniffing a 3-bagger. And a 1-hop seed right to the panda that puts it on him. And plate umpire Tim Wilkie, who had the assignment to get third base up there right on the call. That is a big league play.
So here's Votto. Think the ball's carrying today?
Oh. Well, we haven't seen that the first 2 games, but this is how it plays when it starts to get hot.
Strike to Votto.
Super play from Sandoval to catch it and slap the tag on. A lot going on there. Beautiful work. It had to be perfect, and it was.
Votto lifts it to left. Cabrera got a good jump. He's not going to get to it. And Joey Votto's got a double. So Mota's not fooling anybody here in the 7th. Extra base hits here in the 7th. Low and in, 1 ball and no strikes. Phillips twice led off innings with hits and both times scored. Once in the 2nd, once in the 6th. And both those off of Vogelsong. The hit by Votto, his first of the game. 2 doubles in the inning and a home run.
And they've all been hit hard. Squared up.
In tight. Mota about ready to throw pitch number 16 in this inning. And Phillips did not go around. It's 3-1. Mota, who doesn't like to pitch in that much, is consistently pitching into Phillips.
Well, I mean, you got to get in tight on Phillips. I mean, he's a middle-away guy. He does have a hole inside, but you got to plant it there. I thought for sure he had swung on that, and maybe I thought he caught a piece of the bat, but nope. So he gets a 3-1 count, and this is where he does damage.
Mota went away on the 3-1 pitch. It's now a full count.
Scott Rowland talking over with Ryan Hannigan. Said, yeah, hit that one good.
Full count. Slowly hit, and that'll kick foul. Mota threw him a slider. It's 3-2. Mota taking his time like he always does. He is not in a hurry. Left-handed hitting Jay Bruce is on deck. Hit out to right field for Nate Scherholz, and that'll end the inning. Melky Cabrera with a terrific throw, nailing Drew Stubbs, who's very fast. Giants now trail by 2.
All right, time now for our Geico quote of the game. It comes from Brian Wilson. All right, and he just said, in regards to his surgery, the surgery is perfect. Borrowed a ligament from my old pal Sasquatch. Only side effects? Hairy arm, and I talk like a Wookiee. He makes me laugh.
Well, we'll see him tomorrow, hopefully. And he'll make you laugh tomorrow.
It will be good to see him. They need him. They need his energy.
Here's Posey. And a breaking ball for a strike. Mr. Posey is popped out. He's walked and scored, and he's struck out. Andrusik got 2 outs, big outs in the 7th. Scherholz and then Brandon Belt. Giants back to a 2-run deficit. Posey fouls it out of play. Swing.
Close. Very close. That's a great 0-2 pitch, or a great 1-2 pitch. Heck, it's just a great pitch, whatever the count is. He's out. Giants catch a break.
And that one is too close to take. One out here in the 8th inning. Stay tuned for the post-game wrap-up in just a bit. And Mike will also talk about the game with Murph and Mac tomorrow morning on KMBR 680. Scherholz 0 for 3. With Belt to follow. One ball and 1 strike to Nate Scherholz, looking for his first hit in the series.
He made Citi Field, New York, look small.
He did. From the outfield grass, Votto, and Votto beats Scherholz to the bag. 2 outs. Here's Belt. Belt 2 for 3. The ball's in 1 strike. Sometimes you go up as a hitter and it doesn't matter if it's a fastball or not. You're going to hack at that first pitch. And maybe the second one.
Well, he's hacking. He's not happy about what he's swinging at either. Yeah, it definitely will make you shake your head when you go out of the strike zone.
The 0-2 pitch was up and in. It's 1-2.
That's a split. He has not really had much feel of that split today. He's missed a lot of those things up.
But he's used the curveball.
Well, he's got weapons. He's got 4 things he can throw at you. And that cutter's a pretty reliable pitch, too.
Got him. 5 outs for Andrusic. On Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group. 5-3 Cincinnati here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
New pitcher now for the Giants. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and tune up your oil change. Tune up and smog experts. Javier Lopez, the new pitcher, 34-year-old left-hander. 1-0 with a 3.38 ERA. So the 9th time that he's come in.
Facing Jay Bruce. Jay Bruce, a home run into right center field in the 6th.
Yeah, it really was the big blow in this game.
Yes, it was. Here's Bochy trying to get Javier Lopez on track. He had a couple of tough outings in New York. There's a shot, and it's off the top of Terrio's throw. That's a 3-hit game for Jay Bruce.
And you just don't see that much loud contact from left-handed hitters against Javier Lopez. And that was loud.
So here's Heisey, who's 0 for 3. Belt holding on Bruce, and that pitch sails inside for a ball. 1-0. Giants scored 2 runs on Tuesday, 2 runs in the loss last night, and 3 runs here on this Thursday afternoon. There's a bouncing ball foul, and this is a ballpark where you got to score more than that. Again, that ball really shot out of the batter's box with that hard dirt in front of home plate.
Well, you're right. I mean, this is a live yard, and I think this is one of those places that hitters look forward to when they see it on the schedule. Place where they feel if they're going to play 3 games either, they need 5 hits, a couple extra base hits.
Sandoval on the back end. Goes to Terrio. That's 1, and that's all they'll get. And the big guys, if they come into this park, they just want to get elevation. Hit the ball good and get it in the air. Looks like Ludwig will pinch hit. So Ludwig went 1 for 4 in his start last night. Ludwig also played in the game on Tuesday and went 1 for 4.
Now they're giving him a hole on the right side of the infield is as big as I've ever seen. They've got Ryan Terrio, the second baseman, playing about 2 steps over the bag at second. But look at the hole with Brandon Belt holding the runner on. That is a gap that you could drive a few moving trucks through and still have room for a couple of Edsels.
Big swing and a miss. Nothing in 2. One out, 1 on. Ludwig behind in the count, 0-2. And he goes the other way. How about that? Sherholtz with a good strong throw.
Tell you what, that's pretty controlled swing of the bat right there. He didn't have a whole lot of lower body in it. That's just good hands. Goes down and just keeps his head right through. Not trying to pull that outside location. So he beats the defense. Nice at bat. Dan Otero getting greased up with the Giants pen.
Mesoraco 0 for 1. Got a sacrifice fly, a walk, and then a fly ball to center field. And that's tap foul at the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Javier Lopez fight to keep that score right where it's at, give his team a chance to come back in the 9th inning. Looking for that ground ball that gets him out of this inning.
Out in front, 1-2. Scott Rowland on deck. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this is lifted into left center field. And here's Rowland. Rowland off of Moda in the 7th inning hit a very long home run into left center field. Matter of fact, so long it went into the 2nd deck.
That's a long one.
He got every bit of this one.
A little bit of hang time on the slider. Boom. Hanging sliders will go as far as anything. I kind of consider myself a connoisseur of hanging sliders.
In tight. This was last night when Rowland got one off of Zito.
It was a 2-0 ball game. Giants on top, and it was a 3-2 count. Rowland was leading off the inning, so Zito was going to challenge him, make him swing the bat. And swing it he did. Just missed.
Three balls and a strike. And a full count. Heisey and Ludwig will take off on this 3-2 pitch. Coming up to Scott Rowland. And he got him. So nice comeback by Lopez. So he'll feel pretty good about this outing. 9th inning coming up.
Today at 5 p.m. right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Jim Kozum, hosts Chronicle Live, the Bay Area's hottest ticket sports talk. And there'll be a special 49ers draft party at 5 o'clock live from the Santa Clara Convention Center. Plenty of 49ers players there. CSN Insider Ray Ratter will be on and talking about the draft, about baseball, about a lot of things. And then tonight on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area at 9 o'clock will be an NFL draft special. So join us if you would. I'd love to have you. Great time of year if you're a sports fan.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
There you see the closer for the Reds. Sean Marshall, the big 6'7" lefty with a huge curveball, and you're going to see lots of them. 10 strikeouts in 6 1/3. Got to save in last night's ball game.
He's 4 for 4 in that department.
Well, he wasn't supposed to be the closer. He was supposed to be a setup guy. Ryan Madsen, free agent, came over to be their closer. Went down with a Tommy John injury. In spring training, going to miss the whole season.
Arias, by the way, has been on base 3 times. A single, he reached on an error, and then he doubled in the 7th.
Taken all the way.
And it's 3-1. Terrio to follow. And then the pitcher spot. 12 hits for the Reds this afternoon. 2 have left the ballpark. And the walk.
So have a day, Joaquin Arias. It's a big base runner.
They'll join us tomorrow. Padres Giants right at 6:30 on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Eric Hacker is going to be called up from Fresno. He will make the start. You see his numbers are good in Fresno. So that'll be tomorrow. We'll be there. Join us. First career start in the big leagues as Terrio takes a strike. Giants did not want to move anybody up. Too early for that. Move anybody up in the rotation. Just pitch on short rest. Low and in, and that evens a count at a ball and a strike. That'll keep Lincecum on his normal day, which will be on Saturday. Bumgarner on Sunday.
Sean Marshall facing an old teammate. He and Ryan Terrio were teammates with the Cubs 2006, 2007.
Looking to get on for Brett Pill, who's on deck. And this is a big chopper into the hole, and he does get on. So things are getting interesting here at Great American Ballpark with Brett Pill coming up.
Indeed they are. They're big time interesting. You get the table setters on, and all of a sudden here comes some thump.
Exactly what Arias and Terrio did in the 7th inning when the Giants scored.
Pill in last night's ball game facing Aroldis Chapman. He took 98-mile-an-hour fastball in the ribs and never rubbed it.
So here's Pill. Sirocco goes out to have a word. Phillips comes in. Pill and then Pagan, followed by Cabrera.
Pill with plenty of power.
And there's that big breaking ball, and it's 0-1.
You're not going to swing at that one first pitch. That's perfect. And the beauty of Marshall's breaking ball is it starts way wide, and it comes crashing back into the strike zone late.
Arias and Terrio aboard. And there it is again. So now Bill has seen it twice, and he can't afford to take it again.
This is last night when he took it in the ribs from Chapman. I mean, that was no glancing blow. That hit him and went straight down. It's a funky at bat. You just don't see breaking balls like that very often. And to Marshall's credit, I mean, he's got a great feel with it. He could throw that thing in, out. You got something that's unique. You can close if you've got the heart.
Here's Melky, or make that Angel Pagan, who's 1 for 4. Pagan singled in the 7th inning. And he looks at a strike.
Breaking ball, breaking ball, breaking ball. He's got a good feel of it right now, because he's not hanging him. He's almost telling you got to go the other way with it.
Marshall will spin around, check on Arias. 1 out, 2 on. Giants down by 2 here in the 9th. And Pagan chops it foul. It's 0-2. So the control problems Marshall had against Arias, that's not a problem anymore. Oh, 2. Zarocco back out.
What do you want to throw here? How about a curveball? Okay.
So what are my choices? Curveball. What else? Curveball.
He used to be a starter. I mean, he's got four pitches that a starter would have. But that curveball is just so nasty, so unique. And he's got such good feel with it. He throws about 70% of the time. That was strike 3, and that was a fastball. And Pagan just got another strike. And now Marshall's going to take a walk. That's a silent protest. They see the high target, and that may have been what took it away. And they say, well, that's low. Well, that's where Wilkie's fastball, that's where the strike zone's been all day.
Hit high and deep to left. Heisey back. It is out of here. How about that?
And he beat his bread and butter. He got a second life. And how many times have we seen that on a road trip? We saw it with Brandon Phillips. Saw it with Pablo Sandoval in New York. And now it's Angel Pagan's turn. And for the first time today, the Giants lead.
And Casilla immediately gets up. We said the ball was carrying. No more evident than right there. A strike to Cabrera. Giants have the lead. It's 6-5. Cabrera is 0 for 4. He bounces this one to Phillips, who rolls around and can't recover.
Yeah, he may have hurt himself. Well, let's take a look at the 2 strikes, 3 of the bat from Angel Pagan. He gets him out, and he's reaching. It gives you an idea how much strength he's got in those hands. And that was a little bit up. It wasn't a hanger. And on a day where there's carry, he puts the Giants ahead.
And I mean, we're not talking about just making it either. That was 5 or 6 rows back. So Cabrera gets in the hit column, and here's Sandoval. Sandoval is 1 for 4. And it's inside to Sandoval. 1 ball and no strikes.
And it's almost like Angel Pagan just stomach punched 17,317 people. They got very quiet in here. Home run number 3 on the year for Pagan.
Sandoval lines it to right, and Jay Bruce will track it down, bringing Buster Posey to the plate. The Reds in the bottom of the 9th will have the top of their lineup. Posey is 0 for 3. He walked and scored in the 4th. He takes low. 1 ball and no strikes.
He's sitting on 1 pitch. He's looking for that curveball. And he's a good breaking ball hitter, both off righties and lefties.
And a strike as it wraps around the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, that's some paint right there. That'll take a 1-0 advantage away from a hitter. Put location on a pitch like that.
And he throws it again. It's 1-2. Cabrera at first with 2 outs. And now Cabrera is picked off, and he is out at second base. Angel Pagan with a 3-run home run here in the 9th to give the Giants the lead, and it's bye-bye baby. 6-5 Giants.
the ninth inning, thanks to that gentleman right there, Angel Pagan, a 3-run blast. So that means that the Giants are going to see their closer, Santiago Casilla, going to come in and try and close this one out. When it's time for Change Things Speedy Oil Change and Tune-Up, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. Casilla has had one save opportunity and he cashed in. 1.59 ERA in 7 games. Fastball, curveball, slider. The fastball has been very healthy, 94 to 97 this year. With 4-2 seamer. There's a couple of true believers.
Hanging around for the 9th. Top of the order, Cozart, Stubbs, and then Votto. Cozart has bounced out 4 times to the shortstop, and a swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. That's pretty live at 94.
It's 94-mile-an-hour 2-seam sink right there, but he just swung over the top of like a left-handed slider. That was nasty. And more importantly, he got the knee-high location on the first pitch.
0-2 with Casilla. If he can come out throwing strikes, things are always a little better.
Yeah, you always want him to get in there with the first pitch, strike. Then he seems to settle down.
Rolled foul. It stays at 0-2.
Buster Posey staying with that 2-seam sink on that inside corner at 94. After the second swing through strike from Cozart, he turned around and asked Tim Wilkie, the plate umpire, if that was a strike. And Wilkie shook his head yes.
Got him.
And a great curveball and an 0-2 count. And that's a quick first out. I'll say this about Casilla. He just impressed Zach Cozart.
Here's Stubbs.
You ahead of a guy 0-2. You try and bounce the curveball. And that was late, and it was hard, and it was nasty.
Here's Stubbs. Stubbs takes low. He's 2 for 4. Votto to follow. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Boy, again, explosive movement on that 2-seam grip at 95. It's just bottoming out. And they're not even fouling it off. That's 3 swing throughs on the same pitch. And Buster wants to see it again. Why not?
Tapped foul. And it's 1-2. Got him.
And again, the 2-strike payout pitch. And you talk about foul locking a guy. That was impressive.
Really set up the same way as they did to Cozart.
See ya. And he knew it.
So here's Votto. Votto doubled in the 7th. He's 1 for 4.
Oh, he's got a nice feel of that deuce.
Just outside on the appeal, no swing. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Jerry Davis, the third base umpire, and crew chief saying no swing.
One and 2.
95 to the outside corner. I'll tell you one thing, he is so far impressed these Reds hitters.
He has. 1 and 2 to Votto. fouled out of play.
Remember, he showed him the breaking ball the very first pitch of this at bat. Votto took it for a called strike.
Buster's thinking.
Fastball away.
1-2. To the backstop. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2 to Votto.
That's a curveball.
Got him. And that's the ball game. And the Giants with a 3-run top of the 9th, the home run by Angel Pagan, and they win a huge game here in Cincinnati.
Oh, and it makes it a great road trip. And they finally end the spell that the Reds had them since June of 2010 at this ballpark. They hadn't won a game, but thanks to Pagan and some great pitching, they pull it out. What a nice win, and that just shortened the ride home.
So, a 4-3 road trip. It's the Giants 6 and the Reds 5. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live starts right now. Thanks for watching San Francisco Giants baseball on Comcast Sportsnet, part of the NBC Sports Group.